Welcome to AIBTM's Video Dailies, brought to you by Lanyon. PCMA has a strategic relationship with AIBTM that delivers benefits across the show. And I caught up with the association's Sherrif Karamat to discuss this relationship and also find out the key issues that are affecting the PCMA membership. Sherrif Karamat, we're at the PCMA stand here at AIBTM. Now talk us through the strategic partnership you've got with this show.
Well, we have a strategic partnership with REIT in general, AIBTM being one of the shows. And it's really a combination of education, business networking, bringing the best level of education to AIBTM. If you saw yesterday, less was more, very concentrated sessions, high level, great attendance from the general sessions to the individual sessions.
And what key value do you think a show like this adds to the PCMA membership?
Well, first and foremost, a trade show or a buyer-seller event like this, it's a place for commerce. And this is an amazing opportunity for many people to come together under one roof and be able to conduct commerce. The added bonus is to get educated, get your CEUs, and keep up to date on what's happening in industry.
And with respect to the membership as well, what key issues are your members facing at the moment that you can help them out with?
Well, I think there's a confluence of issues that everyone is facing. Globalization, certainly, we've talked about that in the session yesterday afternoon. Technology, social media, mobile application, all of these things are combined with competition and the current economic climate. Really puts us in an interesting dynamic at the moment. And subsequently, relevance continues to be a question. How you're retaining and engaging customers. Every one of our members is looking at that. How you increase the size of the pie. And I think that's something that we are not talking about a lot, but how do you monetize what you're doing virtually and digitally?
And with respect to that particular issue in itself, on the digital side, it is quite a dilemma, for meetings planners. What's PCMA's advice with respect to making sense of that?
Well, first and foremost, there's an absolute different skill set. A meeting executive, as we were, say, 10 years past, was very much based strictly on face-to-face. Today, a meeting is about a digital extension, a face-to-face extension, and largely a print extension. What a digital extension allows you to do is prior to the event, during the event, but most certainly engaging after the event. There are skill sets that are emerging and needs to be developed for a meeting executive. So certainly that's one. Two, because of digital, many folks are getting involved in that space, so increased competition. But increasingly as well is that there's a larger share of the pie. Some are concerned about cannibalization and revenues. Certainly we haven't seen that. At PCMA we are seeing that it's actually increasing face-to-face events, and we've got studies to prove it.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think face-to-face is still out there and still engaging people?
Well, certainly there are things that you can do digitally today that it's easily replicable in a digital environment. But you cannot have the conversation that you and I are having, or if you're listening to a keynote speaker, if you're studying something, you cannot have that after dialogue. You certainly are not really building the deep relationships you can if you're going to conduct commerce. And in a global world, when we say all things being equal, who do you do business with? You do business with people you like, you trust, and you know they're going to deliver for you. You don't develop that relationship strictly online or virtually.
And I guess as well, in a world of kind of wafer-thin, brand values and relationships, getting face-to-face and creating effective live meetings and events really helps to add depth to not just a relationship, but as a company's image overall.
Well, absolutely does. From a brand perspective, it really does. I think there's an important element there, though, and with respect to time, and that is that how are meetings changing to deliver the type of value, though, so that people would commit 3 days out of an office or fly halfway around the world for a meeting. And so the increased value proposition is critically important.
That's really interesting, actually. And of course, the PCMA has a range of activities and events across the year that help your members with those kind of dilemmas. What are the next two that are coming up?
Oh, actually, we've got our education conference coming up in Denver just 2 short weeks away. And we are really looking forward to that. As you know, PCMA, all our events are incubator. They're a real lab for what is possible. And talking about global challenges, we're going to meet at Excel London the Global Medical Meeting Summit in July. And there we're going to really look at what is facing the global world with respect to medical meetings, issues, regulations, government regulations, as well as self-imposed regulation, and also globalization, technology, how is social media playing a role in education, a number of issues we're going to look at from the global medical field.
Sounds fascinating. Sherrif, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you for having me, and best of luck with the rest of the show.